Hey guys, we have an analysis game today because I thought that this was a pretty interesting game in terms of, yes, we totally dominated them, but it definitely didn't have to go that way. We started off this game and I have phase rushed this game. I felt I was against a Kale. There was a Kale in New York. I didn't really know who I was against, but either way, I felt like I wanted to play a phase rush game anyway. I saw some interesting strategies with it. I'm going secondary tree is the red tree for additional damage on my dashes, as well as Ravenous Hunter for some healing. Since I don't have the Conqueror healing, I felt like I wanted that. And an interesting strategy I've been seeing with Diana is buying a Faerie charm. This might be unique to one YouTuber that I've seen, but the Faerie charm provides very nice sustain, especially in a lane where you want to do a lot of poking, and it sells for a little over half of the value you pay for it, so it really is gold efficient. Now we also have a dark seal. I started the game off with a dark seal and a refillable, then I turned the refillable into a corrupting and a Faerie charm on a first early back. Kale poked me down quite a bit early, so I took an early back. That's okay. The matchup was one where she was able to start a longsword for good damage. However, with the phase rush, you can see we can make some good trades with her. So we made a trade with her a little bit. It wasn't the best. We go back in. I know that I'm stronger at this point. See, she hardly traded me there. That is her biggest poke. That move right there is the biggest issue. So I feel like I can go in for the kill. I pressure her. Whether I get if I don't get the kill, then I get to catch up in CS. But if I pressure her and I can get the kill, then that's even better. Now you might notice I have full vision on. Oh, this flash right here is great. So that unfortunately doesn't kill her. I thought that was going to kill her. It didn't. It was very close. I was prepared to dive her again, or like I said, she would have had to back. But this Nami roamed straight from her back straight down mid lane. Now admittedly Jarvan is also here, but my jungler had vision on the Jarvan, so I was fully prepared to either kill this Kale and then potentially kill Jarvan right after. Yeah, my health is a little low, but I'm sitting pretty on the mana. Okay, I would have easily had it. Now, again, she could not be staying here if it wasn't for this Nami. This Nami is keeping her in the game. So unfortunately, this trade doesn't go so well just because of that fact. But it's still pretty much a boring game. It's okay. The gold overall is very even across the team. Really, there's not huge differences. Yeah, there's a minor CS difference mid. Jungles are similar, top similar, bot similar. In general, she's probably missed a cannon or something that I got, which is why, again, there's not really much of a gold discrepancy despite there being a 13 CS difference. So it's really not a big deal. I tried to pressure her early when the cannons were around just to make sure that she would miss those. But anyway, we're going to take a recall here and try to buy a power spike. Meanwhile, Renekton up in the top lane picks up a smooth first blood. So, we carry on the game a little bit. And so our first back is Amp Tome, our second back is an Amp Tome, and we're going to try to build that into a Proto Belt, right? So I'm working with the Volley Bear here because two things. One, I still feel like I'm stronger than Kale, okay? She doesn't have offensive summoners. I have the burst, essentially. I still feel like I'm stronger and I can outmaneuver Kale, even despite her ult. She's very weak early in the game. She wants to scale, so I want to push my advantage as hard as possible. Another reason why I'm very glad that phase rush worked out well for me this game. So we're making plays on the enemy jungler. We have lots of wards on the map. Well, a few anyway. We have two. Both of these are my wards. So I put these two offensive wards here to get us some vision so we can try to make offensive plays against the jungler because he's the weakest one right now, right? He's level 5 still. I'm level 6. And he has 30 CS, right? So Kale's the stronger one, but honestly, she needs to scale. So we make a play at the jungle. This is great. This is what you want to see against a Kale. You want to see her burn her ult on other people. Because look, this Jarvan, he's still 5. He's still not going to kill us. He dies. Now she's at risk of dying. If that hook landed or if I was closer to this wall to dash over, she was dead too. Okay? I didn't even use my ult here. This was free. This was a free vision acquired kill. So, really doesn't take much. So we go here. Now this Thresh, he's done a great job this game. I don't know if I'll highlight all of it, but he did a great job roaming because this Nami was mid a lot. She is mid a lot this game. So Thresh doesn't jump over with me for some reason, but I go over, make a very easy pick on these two bot laners. Like, these guys should not have even tried to check this bush. They should have sat under tower. And because we literally just killed their jungler, right? So their only option was to converge on us when we were fighting their jungler through the try, and Kayle could have come as well. But since they didn't come, they needed to just stay bottom and keep farming, you know? So they really only made a bad situation worse there, and they enabled me to get some easy kills. And honestly, those kills were definitely facilitated by the confidence that I had to follow up, right? I knew that if I knew that I hit either one of these, because they're both level 5, mind you, again, that distinct level 6 power spike, which, throw back to old Diana, right? I knew that if I hit either of these with a dash, I could ult on them and easily follow up and stay in range. You know, the move speed I'm getting to continue the auto attacks was key here from the phase rush. Very, very good stuff, the phase rush. Meanwhile, Volley is getting the dragon. So we'll fast forward. So, you know, we basically are playing this match a little safe because she does have that CS advantage. She is a bit stronger. She does have her ult. I don't want her to be able to defend my burst, and I haven't backed yet. We're sitting pretty with 4 Dark Seal stacks. Very nice. But still, you know, I don't want her to be able to defend my burst. So I take a reset to capitalize. The gold we're sitting on is 900 gold. Not the most significant amount, but we can buy a revolver, and that is pretty significant. So we go back and get that. And so we are going to come back to lane, and all proceeds as usual. But see, it's all about looking for the fights. I'm going to step back just a little bit here. Okay, so Kayle's back now, right? She's backed. I knew that this red was here. Jarvan is taking his red, and we can kind of figure that's the case, right? Because, you know, he just took his blue, or tried to, died at it. And great thing here is he's still level 5. This guy, he is struggling. See, Kayle is just staying mid. She's 8, okay? I'm 7. Kayle's doing a great job. She's trying to just scale, but we're shutting the team down where it's going to hurt the most, and it's going to hurt the most in their early game champions. If they can't get their late game champions to late, then, you know, who cares? Early game champions become useless. So this guy just hit 6, but we decide that we're going to try to abuse him. We go, Kayle follows this time. She knows she's strong at this point, right? Now she's up 40 CS. I'm not even looking for CS this game. There's no way we are outscaling this Kayle, and we have such a team comp that I think we can just keep pushing for the early game. People are making great rotations. So I'm trying to kill I basically go to the bush to attack the ward to bait her into fighting me. I know Volley is going to back me up, and I know Jarvan is too weak still, right? So then when she lets off a minute, I go back to the bush and do another hit or two on the ward because, well, I gotta go save my red ward, right? But surely she makes a mistake. Boom. I ulti. Look at that. It's beautiful, right? I dash on her, I ulti, and she cannot flash out of the ult because I have the phase rush. So I'm easily able to keep up. Boom. Volibear comes in for the last hit. Honestly, didn't even need him, but that's okay. You know, it's great to share gold as a team. Meanwhile, bot lane actually doing some work. This Thresh is doing a great job. Nami gets the kill, unfortunately, but that's okay. Thresh is able to clean this up. I think even if he couldn't clean that up, it would be fine. I'm a little surprised they lost that. I mean, the enemy bot is kind of down. He's up in CS a little bit, but Varus is very strong, and Ashe built 2 daggers first, so I don't know what that's all about. But we're just looking for what we can provide. So I know I'm sitting at 5 right here, and look at the gold. The gold back up at 650. So we want to push the proto belt, right? We don't have proto belt money yet, so it doesn't really matter. We need to get this proto belt. But if you notice, one thing that's really nice is despite all the fighting that we're doing and hard pushing that I'm doing, mana is sitting pretty. I'm really enjoying this early purchase of a single fairy charm. It does a lot, especially if you don't go a build that has a mana item. Especially if you don't want to take the, I believe, Transcendence rune. If you don't want to take the rune that gives you your mana back when you get kills and assists, and you want to be able to poke your lane more, and you also want to be able to just I guess just kind of switch up your build a little bit, right? You don't want to go Rod. You don't want to take mana regeneration in your runes as much. I mean, I do have, what is it called? I do have the mana rune in the sorcery tree, but that doesn't really give you too much. However, it does complement the Fairy Charm, right? Because Fairy Charm increases your base mana regen. That increases your base mana regen. You're getting a lot of mana regen. I mean, you can see, just following me around, I'm going up in mana like constantly. It's huge. So here, again, now we switch gears, okay? Now at this point, it's like 10 minutes in. First it was shut down Jarvan, their early game champion. Now we want to prevent Kayle from ever touching level 11. We want this girl out of the game forever, you know? So she's got a big CS advantage, or had, okay? But now we're going to keep her out of the game. So we split again. We get Rift Herald. Bot goes back down bottom to fight. Unfortunately, Jarvan was there to clean that up. But you're going to see it's really just going to not matter so much. So we end up getting the Rift Herald, and they just use it to shove top. It's got full plates and stuff, not a big deal. Kayle's back mid. I go back and we pick up some Ruby Crystal and Sork Shoes. I couldn't decide necessarily if I wanted to build the Proto Belt. Proto Belt's definitely good, but because we have that movement speed, and I had no boots, not even level 1 at this time, so I wanted to just get the full Sork Shoes. And the Ruby Crystal is good. It'll help keep me alive a little longer for the Dark Seal. And the Sork Shoes, no one has magic resist at the moment, so it's gonna be pretty clutch. This Nami, dude, she just roams mid all the time. It was kind of crazy. I basically was fighting 2 heals all day. That's another reason why we were looking to end this game so fast, is because the amount of healing was going to be a bit on the absurd side. I mean, yeah, it was going to be a little ridiculous. So we just roam back mid, pick up some CS. And let me just fast forward this a bit. So again, I'm looking to make the fat trades with this Kayle. Let's just see. I believe I make one right here. Yeah. So there is a trade here. So we're back in neutral mid. Again, you might think that I'm a bit weaker, but if you look at the gold differential, I have 3.8. She has 3.8. So despite being 40 CS down, we're dead even, which means Kayle is behind. If Diana is dead even in gold with Kayle at level 9, which we both are now, that means that Kayle is behind. So the map movements and the amount of pressure we've placed on the map, and Kayle has responded to essentially none of it and been totally ineffective, then that means I'm ahead. So right there is a perfect example. I mean, we made a clean trade, cutting off, what is this? We cut down, 400 health, 300 health of hers, and we're taking no damage in return, literally none. And so we're just going to wait, We can either wait for a gank, we can wait for phase rush to come back up. Boom, again, another 200 some chunk, and she's going to retaliate absolutely nothing. I could do this all day long, but since he comes, we go for the kill. So this, it's obvious, right? The map, this game is totally focused around the mid lane, which again is actually a really big reason why phase rush zoomies, as I say, is so good in this game. Because if I was Conqueror here, I couldn't be doing these small trades with Kayle, and if I really went in for the long trade, maybe I would lose. Maybe she would also be able to sustain things up. These people would get here in time. But because I have the phase rush, I'm constantly going in, and I can get out before I get ganked. Because the enemy team, as you can see, the Nami's always there. The Jarvan is always there. They're looking to protect their late game carry. So I don't want to commit. I don't want to commit to a long engage that Conqueror kind of requires. I want to commit to these quick in and outs, and that's it. And here again, I have the boots, so the move speed, easily dodge the Jarvan. He has to flash out. It's a 2v3. These guys are weak. But honestly, Nami's in a bad spot too. She's only got level 1 boots, and she's level 6. She's 3 levels below us. She's dead. Okay, well, she's not dead, but she would be dead. I'm saying, she had to flash out of there. And so now we have 3 people mid. We're just shoving it down. Varus is trying to come up. Volley, I don't know what that was about. I don't know why he ran at her like that, but that's okay. So we're just taking fat plates here. The plates are, as free as they come. This is a silly mistake. So if Yorick was a little closer, or if that TP was able to come through a little sooner, his engage could have been decent. But Kale's not there to save you with an ult. Yorick wasn't there to put a circle down. It was just a free kill for us. He tried to drop the wall as fast as he could, but it ultimately didn't matter. Yeah, so again, we are looking for picks. People are on the same page here, so let's just see. So Thresh goes back bottom to help Ashe. That's fine. Renekton and I, we're looking for those picks, man. So right here, should drop a ward. Just like that. Look at this. I mean, what are these guys doing? Do these guys really think that they're going to rotate bottom with the disadvantage that they have this game? No, of course not. We easily make a pick over the wall, and there we go. Nami, no flash, super easy target. I wouldn't have even needed ult or anything to kill her there. That was just completely free. And again, you notice, my CS is going up a little bit, 10 or so at a time. Kayle has actually stayed in that 90 range. I took what was a 50 or so CS deficit, and now I only have a 25 or so CS deficit. It's really not a big deal. And mind you, I'm level 10, she's level 9. I was down a level earlier, and now I'm up a level. I mean, granted, this is a typical case of snowballing situation, of using this late game champion here that's just so weak early. This is why people go Kayle top, because it's just a much safer farm lane. You put Kayle in the middle, she's going to have pressure from just all kinds of sides. Thresh is, yeah, she had 2 people in her lane, but I had 2 people in my lane. I had Volley and Thresh also constantly in my lane. So if she slips up even a little bit, she's done. She's never getting to late game. She's never even going to see level 11. Meanwhile, I, on the other hand, I'm good. I'm good to go all early game. I'm good to go all through level 11, keep fighting, and just keep using my phase rush to try to find as many fights as I possibly can. So here, we're looking to see if we can't find a pick, just get some more map vision on. Kayle, being bottom as she is looking like a tasty target. I think I was hoping Jarvan was on the bot side, but he actually just cleared his top side, and he took a back. So I just opt to go for Kayle, and Volibear agrees. And she's going to be looking pretty dead here. Again, she pops her ult, but it doesn't matter, man. We have the Proto Bout, we have the Sorc Shoes, we have 10 stacks on our Dark Seal. And, this game's done. Like, it's pretty much over for Kayle. She has no chance. This mid fight, could have been worse. It also could have been better. But the bottom line is, so we're just down here taking free gold on these towers. There's really not a whole lot the enemy team can do at this point. Kayle is 0-4, top is 0-4, bottom is 1-5 on the Varus there. I mean, again, unlucky for them, Nami's gotten more kills than anyone else on their team. They're just getting a little unlucky with where the kills are falling. But that's honestly because their carries can't do the damage they need to do. And again, we're just looking for this, we're pushing. She can't stop. I mean, she doesn't have her ult up. Oh, it is back up, actually. Is that accurate? I feel like it might be accurate. She could have it back up by now. She used it bot lane there, but I felt like it would still be down. And then they surrender. I mean, I think the main thing is this game is that if you can abuse the fact that they put a hyper late game carry in the mid lane. I mean, you can do this against Vlad as well. Vlad, phase rush could work really well against, you get in, you get out. You can definitely abuse it a little bit better than he can in the early game, especially because Conqueror, it's going to be a little difficult to continually stack that up, as he also does really well in extended fights. So, you can abuse phase rush against a champion like that. And then if they have an early game jungle, again, phase rush, really good. Get in, get out, get in, get out. And then you avoid that early game jungle pressure. And something like a Faerie Charm could really help you stay in the game and just keep fighting, keep engaging. And it really accentuates that phase rush gameplay. I think you're going to see some more Phase Rush gameplay from me as I'm enjoying the in and out style. I was enjoying the Dark Harvest games, but they're a little bit risky. Hope you guys will give Phase Rush a try, and I really hope that you'll give a Fairy Charm a try, because that's fun.